Hello everyone, my name is Siddesh and welcome to Learn DAX channel. In the previous video, we studied count and countex functions. In this video, as I said, we are going to learn about the average and averagex function. So the name itself is very intuitive. What are we trying to achieve using the average function? We are trying to find the average of a column. So let's take an example. We have a list of students and their marks that they have scored. So like you see, Aditi has scored 90, Akshay has scored 85, Sanjeevani has scored 92. Now, if I want to have the average of the marks that these students have scored, all I have to do is use the average function. So how do we do that? So let's create a measure for the same. Let's name this measure average underscore marks is equal to, the function is very simple, average, and the column name. So the column name is going to be marks. Average underscore marks is equal to average. And if I pull this measure out on this canvas, convert it into a card, so we get the number as 91.80. So let's just verify it using a calculator. So I've got five values. First is 90, then 85, then 98, then 92, and last 94. I divide it by 5, and there you go. The average is 91.8. So we are done with this. Now let's take a look at the second case scenario. In this case, we have students, but they belong to different streams. Like Abhijit belongs to commerce, Gauri belongs to science. So there are two different streams. Now the requirement is, let's say I want to calculate the average marks only for the commerce stream. So how am I going to do that? Well, in this case, we are going to use the AVERAGEX function. The AVERAGEX allows us to filter out a certain condition and only then we are going to calculate the average. So let's do that. So we'll create a measure. Let's start with calculating average marks for the students who are from the commerce stream. I'll call it average marks commerce is equal to average x. So the first thing is we need to filter out the table for the condition that the stream should be commerce. So we use the filter function. Filter for the table, which is new marks, and the expression is stream should be commerce. Okay, now we have the table filtered. Now we have to enter the column name. So the column name is marks. Now if I hit enter and I drag this measure onto the canvas, convert it into a card. So we get 90.75. Now again, let's verify if the numbers that are being shown are correct or not. So let me pull out the calculator. We have four entries here, Abhijit, Abhishek, Anushka, and Mayuri. Let's add them up. 88 plus 90 plus 100 plus 85. Divided by 4, we get 90.75. So this is how average X works. Let's also find the average for the students who have opted for science stream. So I'll create a new measure again. I'll call this measure average underscore marks underscore science is equal to average X. Now again, I'm going to filter the table based on the criteria that the stream is science. So filter, table name is new underscore marks, the column name is stream, and the criteria is science. Now I will enter the column name, which is marks. Okay, now let me pull this measure out quickly onto the canvas, convert it into a card, and let's verify it using a calculator. So we have four marks, four entries. which is Akshay with 98, Gauri with 100, Prathamesh with 91, and Shubham with 92. If I divide it by 4, again 95.25 and 95.25. So this is how average and average X works. I hope you understood the use case for the average and average X function. If you find this video helpful, please share it with your friends and happy learning.